Hi, Macy here. Welcome to video 2 of the Being Adored video series. I'm so excited you're here, and you're here to learn how you can go from single to being adored this year. And I really want to pack in all the most powerful teachings I can give you so that you can really finally create that love story. And I know from my experience that it is the most important thing that I've created as a human on this planet is to have that kind of relationship, because it means that I can do anything. Like, I feel completely adored and supported and cherished and safe and secure. And that's what I hear from women all the time, that they just want to feel like that. So thank you for sharing your comments on the first video. It was really awesome to hear your experience with the meditation I shared, and you're really feeling it, and that's what you want to do. So thumbs up on that. And if you haven't done the meditation or watch the first video, please do go back and watch it, because it includes really what it means to be adored, which is different than a lot of relationships we may have experienced so far. And it's important that you acknowledge that there is a difference so that you know what it looks like. And I am on a mission to help you get there in the fastest way possible, so that you're not losing months or years or decades to being alone or falling into unhealthy relationships that aren't satisfying. And that's actually a big part of what this topic is about today, which is where to find your really great guy. And I am not going to list different venues to hang out at, like hanging out outside of Home Depot with a flyer with your picture on it. Yay, me, single. Or going to a sporting event and being all rah, because there might be some cute guys around. No, this is not about that. This is really more of a sacred path. This is a spiritual path, and it's really, how do we develop a deeper relationship with ourselves first? So where to find a really great guy starts with the science of relationships. So this didn't just start yesterday. I mean, this, whatever you've created in your love life so far, is a result of your entire life, starting from birth. And what we know is that when we are born, our deepest, most powerful force that is within us and that stays within us for our entire lifetime is our need to connect. Our deepest force within us is our need to connect through our whole life. And like I shared in video 1, I mean, being adored is not just like this luxury thing. Wanting to find a partner is not a luxury thing. This is like our biology is driving this. So if we're denying this, then we are creating severe pain for ourselves. Because when we are born, the first connection we have is with our parents, our caregivers. And that, however that was developed or supported or not supported, no fault to anyone really, it's just whatever happened, is what creates our relationship styles as an adult. So this is called attachment theory. So it's our need to attach to another human. And it can look a couple different ways. There are different attachment styles. One is an anxious attachment style. So a lot of us who feel like really sensitive or really get worried or need validation in relationships, or often jump into relationships really fast, that's an anxious attachment style. And then there's another one called the avoidant attachment style, which makes it a little harder to connect. It makes it more like a tendency to want to run away when there's conflict or just check out. And there's a lot more to it, but I just wanted to give you that high level. So anxious, avoidant, and then the final one is the secure attachment style, which means that you probably had all your needs met in a comfortable way, and you've developed sort of a healthy way of being. You're comfortable with communication, you're comfortable with taking care of and attending to your needs and asking for help, and it's a different level of relationship style that is what we're really wanting to create. And that's the good news, is that no matter what attachment style that you have, like, or developed as a baby, you can develop a secure attachment style, which is really cool. Actually, even one of the ways that you can develop a secure attachment style is, you know, really eye contact. And you can even have eye contact with an animal, like where you're really connecting and holding that eye contact and feeling that love. And so that's a beautiful thing. So in this science of relationship, where our biology is created so that we seek connection, then one, it really gives us permission to make finding love a priority, and even more so underscores the need to do it in a conscious way. So learning what is needed and necessary to develop healthy relationships is really important, because when we don't have connection, and in all forms, you know, friends, community, family, then we're still gonna seek it. So no matter what, if you're just saying, you know, I'm just gonna put relationship on hold, I don't really need anyone, I'll just kind of work on myself. That's fine to work on yourself, absolutely, but in a way that supports our need that we do as humans need things. We need those connections. So when we don't have them, then what do we feel? We feel separation. And we hear this in spiritual teachings all the time, our separation from God, our separation from divine, that creates pain when we forget that we are actually always connected. So on the spiritual level, when we can take the time to develop our practices that remind us of that connection, that's one level of developing security and safety. But then the other is being aware of the friends we hang out with, the circles we are in, our communities. Are they satisfying? Do we feel adored? And if not, finding ones where we do feel like, wow, these are my people. This feels good. This is a huge part of the relationship path, is to starting right now, creating those experiences and circumstances where you're feeling adored now. Because the pain of not having that is the deepest pain we can have. That's why loneliness is so hard. And loneliness is just like a light on the dashboard saying, I need connection. Like, really, I need to listen to yourself. Listen, what's going on? Sometimes the need is just to listen to yourself, because that is another critical layer to this, is how are you listening to your own needs? How are you treating yourself? Are you adoring to yourself? Because when we're not adoring to ourselves, we're creating separation. When we are judging ourselves, we're creating separation. When we're feeding ourselves with negative language, then we are creating more separation. And it's just more and more pain. So in the absence of connection, we feel pain. But the challenge is relationships are challenging and difficult and sometimes dangerous for people, because maybe we've gotten hurt before. Maybe we have felt that heartbreak and we don't want to go to that again. And the hurdle is to be able to heal that so that we can come back into another relationship and be willing to be vulnerable, because that's what it takes for us to be able to love and be loved. It takes being vulnerable and opening up our heart. And if we're not willing to do that, because the force of connection is so strong, then we're going to fill it somehow. And it can start looking like addictions. We're either going to sugar or food or alcohol or something, even technology, shopping, gambling, like all of those things that we think are like filling that gap or numbing the pain. And it'll never satisfy that, because that force of connection is so big. So those temporary fixes just create more and more pain. And that's a real danger. But when we can be aware of it, we can do the things that I mentioned, like being able to cultivate that security through having healthy, happy people around us, being able to listen to our own needs, and doing practices that develop security within us. One of the best tools I know for this is Kundalini yoga and meditation, which is something that I teach. And if you want to experience it, you can go onto my Love Vibe TV YouTube channel and do some classes, experience some meditation. And this is something that I do regularly with my private clients, is that, Kundalini yoga and meditation is a really important part of this path. Because the beauty of that is that in this ancient practice, it works at a deep level to help you align with you. It connects you to the you in you. It brings a deeper awareness, so you know when you're falling into old patterns. You're aware of, wow, I'm just settling into this relationship because I don't believe I can have anything better. It develops your worthiness. It develops your feeling of safety with the connection to something bigger. So this is really about where you find the great guy, and where you find your great guy is by developing that great woman that is within you and starting to adore yourself and being adored and creating the circles that you are adored. And when you're feeling that, when you're feeling that greatness, that great woman, then your great guy can find you. No matter what you're doing, where you are, your great guy can find you. And you have to be that great woman in order for a great guy to show up. Because it's all about the law of attraction, right? So it's like attracts like. And whatever is happening within us, whatever you're believing inside you, your brain, your biology is going to absolutely fulfill that for you. So if you believe that you're not good enough, or if you're really anxious and you just feel like there's no one out there for me, then your brain is going to create that for you. It's going to absolutely be right. It wants to be right. It will always be right. So whatever you believe is what you are going to see, period. So if you feel like there are no good guys out there, then you're going to create experiences that continue to keep you seeing nothing, or keep you seeing losers and jerks, so that you're reinforced to, yeah, there are no good guys out there. But what if you change that? And this is part of being adoring towards yourself, is like, okay, these beliefs aren't supporting me. It doesn't feel good. It feels bad. Then starting to develop that, starting to challenge those beliefs, and certainly getting the support you need to create shifts in your beliefs. And that is part of all of this, creating that security, being able to help yourself, because this force of connection is really, really, really huge. And the dangers of it are that if you're feeling that, either you're going to get into bad habits or addictions, or you're going to just settle into crappy relationships because you're just clamping on, or you're going to get into relationships and never really be able to connect because you're more of the avoidance style, and you'll maybe start a relationship and run away. So if you want to learn more about those attachment styles, just go out and Google that to kind of research, what am I? But no matter what, you can usually see, you know, if you're not in a healthy, happy relationship, then something is working against you. So I am here to share with you that it's important that we understand that there is a biology to it, that there is this force. It's also important to understand that no matter what you've experienced, you can develop and grow into this secure attachment style, so you can have healthy relationships. And we must take the time to create those circles of supportive, loving people. Get a coach. Be in a place where you're developing a relationship with yourself, where you are adoring yourself right now. And that's where the meditation from video 1 can be really helpful. And doing practices like Kundalini yoga that can also align you with you. And if you want to learn more about that, I am happy to help. So reach out to me. And then you are going to be able to find that really great guy, because you're being that really great woman. So I know some of you are thinking, well, that's great and everything, but seriously, there are no good guys where I live. There really are no good ones. It's remote, it's this, it's that. They're not my type. Well, once again, this is a belief. So if you're holding that, and I've had many clients who have started working with me who had that belief, oh, I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to go somewhere else. And if you have that belief and you move, you're still not going to meet you're a great guy. I mean, it's just, that's going to rule the show. So really recognizing that. Perhaps you're saying, oh, I hate online dating. Oh, they're all jerks and losers out there. They're scam artists. They're this or that. Same thing. If you're thinking that, then it's always going to be that for you. It's actually a really amazing tool. Most of my clients meet their special person using online dating. And that's because they have learned how to navigate it. They've developed a new inner relationship climate for themselves so that then they could see something different. And even then, it's not the only way. It's still only one of the many ways we can meet people. So if that's your excuse for not being able to find love, then I promise you that it's a lie, because actually you can be adored without even using online dating tools. Is it a great addition to your dating strategy? Yes, because it just adds more people to the pool that are single people. But it's not the only way. This is just more about who you are being, and I want you to be adored right now. And that's why I'm sharing this video series with you. So we are going to continue this. And on video 3, I am sharing with you the 3 biggest mistakes that I see single women making on their path to finding love. And these are really frequently seen. And so you may have one, but you probably have all 3. And these are really important to know. And I'm going to go through each one and give you ways that you can change that so that you can eliminate those mistakes from your experience and move beyond that. Yay! Thank you so much. I want to hear your comments. So please do comment below and share what you discovered about yourself or how this was helpful for you. And I look forward to hearing that. And certainly, if you haven't done video 1, go back to video 1. I want you to have all the information you can in this series. And I can't wait to see you next time. So look for video 3 coming up really soon. Big happy love to you. Bye.